Hello and welcome back to this our Vampire Chronicle Bloom in Blood, ran by Rolling Nomads. Myself, Ramos the Nomad, CEO and founder. I have no further announcements or anything to delay, so let's go ahead and jump right into the people you're actually here to see, our players. And we'll start over to my left. We'll go and overlay clockwise. We'll go over to Friday.
Firstly, we're here to see you too, you absolute goober. Secondly, I'm Abby, I'm your local Dead nerd, and tonight I will be taking on the role of Friday. You are a gargoyle with a whole hotel now. Also, I'm in the Camarilla, I guess? I don't know. Deals work out like that. Our pronouns are she, her.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being here. And we will pass the spotlight over to Kaida.
Hello. I'm the Masquerade. You can find me all over the internet as such. Tonight, I will be playing the Samitsi Kaida. And hopefully, we remain on our best behavior.
Indeed, I certainly hope so. With that, we'll pass the spotlight once over to Lilith Suarez.
Hey, I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on all the social medias. I do social media for the Rolling Nomads, and this time zone I will be playing Lola Torres, the Artarchus Malkavian. That's a new word, but we didn't tell Gerald that. She, her.
Indeed, we didn't. We'll pass it once more over to Remy.
We're doing those titles now too. Hello, I'm Astra's VTuber or Aster, and I am very happy to be here playing Remy, and like I said, those titles, a Toreador who's also a Nephilim.
Indeed. Quite the cast of characters we have, and tonight we may finally be able to see them meet. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. It has been 1 week since Prince Montalvo and the stranger Gerald have went the rounds and met our lovely characters. 1 week since things changed. 1 week since a gargoyle now holds domain. A outskirts roaming Zamisi now has the right of destruction. A Malkavian with no gift of auspex has been given a task of investigation. And a Rose now has the possibility of finding his thorns. 1 week since things changed. 1 week since new information came to your doorstep. And now, 3 days ago, or now, you all received an invitation. This was expected. This was announced that there would be an event at Elysium on this date. That there would be an announcement of the Ventrue Primogen, the official induction of Rene Cortez, as well a departure of the Banu Hakim Primogen, seeing as that the Banu Hakim have left the city. Not en masse, but a slow trickle, and now there is no need for a Banu Hakim Primogen. And indeed, with that lack of need, Amira Navarro is going to be leaving the city. So I welcome for the Ventrue and a departure of the Banu Hakim. You are all, of course, invited, as are all kindred to Elysium. Elysium is a place for all kindred to be free, be home, to be themselves. Now, what is interesting about these invitations is that you receive them handed by one of Prince Montalvo's personal security. And it doesn't appear to be anything mass printed. It would be a Camarilla faux pas, of course, to mass print these things and to have physical evidence, but for you four, you have evidence of vampiric existence, of kindred existence. You have a handwritten invitation from the prince himself, marked with his insignia of the Zamisi dragon encircling the phoenix emblem. Some view this as a threat, some view this as choking the city. Others, specifically Prince Montalvo and his subordinates, view it as a defense, a protection, a circle of safety for the city of Phoenix. We will zoom briefly in on each of you and get your thoughts when you receive the invitation, and then what you're up to on the night of that this Elysium event is supposed to be taking place. And we'll start in the same order that we introduce ourselves, with Friday. When you receive this invitation, what are your thoughts?
Well, the Prince's security aren't exactly an unwelcome force around here. Renee's name is less welcoming. But I did promise all of my services and my loyalty to the Prince for a palace.
So, as Friday receives this letter, she is all a-tremble with nerves and excitement. She's already thinking, okay, so what are the rules? I need to get rid of this. After I read it, I need to memorize the address because I absolutely forget it. She probably writes it down on her hand and then scampers up to her room to decide what to wear. So far as she's concerned, it's just a small party. Surely not every Kindred Phoenix is going to be there, right? I just have to be low-key about it. That evening is spent piling on different layers of clothes, a turtleneck, a leather jacket, a puffer jacket, hoodies on hoodies on hoodies, till the inhuman monstrosity that is a gargoyle is hidden from sight. After all, he can't fly in the middle of Phoenix.
Indeed, you can. When the night comes for the event, Friday, what are your plans? Do you have any inclination to put on your Sunday best to try to impress at Elysium? Will you be... It sounds like you're going to have to be driving or using other means of transportation, disguising yourself, obfuscation, or maybe you might want to take one of those neat little self-driving cars they have nowadays that roams the downtown Phoenix area.
As cautious as I am to be on camera, I have to admit the lack of a human driver is very appealing.
And piled in her layers of jackets, because Friday doesn't understand what an impact Elysium is. So far as she's concerned, it's just meeting with the Prince and Renee and maybe a few other people, but nobody's really gonna notice her, right?
I've spent my whole life in the shadows. No one's gonna give me even a second glance.
She's more reassuring herself as she walks to her self-driving car and pops in the back. Many, many jackets kind of cushioning her. She can't even get the seatbelt around herself completely.
I just have to be polite and nod and say thank you, and then I can go out home and never look at that snotty, stuck-up rat ever again.
Indeed, it's one night, then you never need to deal with them ever again. Renee is no longer laying claim to your domain. No longer invested anything as far as assets or resources go. This is the last night you'll need to deal with them. Last night you'll need to deal with the side eye, the malice-filled eyes, the false grin. And then it's over. We now move our eyes on the outskirts, where one of the security personnel had to wear hiking boots and dress a little bit differently as they moved up to Weaver's Needle, a connection of Superstition Mountains. This individual, Kaida, was either a ghoul or a human, but either way they came up out of breath when they came to the cave entrance and just began shouting, unwilling to enter into your domain. When you received the invitation, what was it like for you?
I think that Kaida heard them coming before they actually got to the entryway of the cave, and I think she lingers outside of it in the darkness and waits, just enjoying them yelling for her, trying to catch their breath, and then walks up behind them and taps them on the shoulder, holds a hand out.
You remember there was a jump, there was a sort of fear, and for all that people look at kindred and ghouls and everything that they own as monstrous, this is uniquely human. This fear of the dark, this out here, it's just the stars. It's just whatever light source he has. It's his phone and the stars and your eyes. And he jumps He passes the information to you, and he never takes his eyes off you.
Neither does she. She stares at them the whole way that they leave. And only once they're like towards, the edge of like wherever they're parked, does she let out a little giggle. And then she will take her invitation. And when she sees the seal, I think she already has an idea of like what it is, and so is not surprised by the invitation. Opens it up and is like making great fanfare of it. And I think as she like reads the information, there's just a little sinister smile that appears on her face. And then she walks over to one of her candles and just lets the paper burn. And then she lets out like a squeal of excitement and starts rummaging through all her stuff to pull out outfits.
Excellent. And on the night of, when the night is finally arrived that this event is to take place, what are your plans? Do you plan to drive? Do you plan to make your way on foot? What is the inclination for Kaida?
I think she walks. I think she like it's a whole event for her. So I think she even like manages to wake up just a little bit earlier than she normally does and bathes herself in like her oils and things and just makes herself smell really nice. And like there is a moment where she goes over to a particular chest and opens it up, and an unknowing eye would assume these are wigs. They're not wigs. They're just hair that she's taken from people. And very much for flavor. Pores in her head start to open up, and she starts to just insert hair so that when it's all done, she just has this long mass of hair that goes to like just under her butt. She starts putting on her jewels, doing her makeup. It's a whole fucking thing. She shines her metallic arm. I think she glitters, and then when she's all done getting ready, she walks like a wraith across the desert towards the city.
Horrifying. And to anyone who might see you in the shadows, anyone who might be watching, any creature or man, indeed it's terrifying. This figure, this myth, moving down from the Superstition Mountains. And our eyes leave you to your walk. As we cast our eyes over to you, Lola, when you received the invitation a few days ago, what were your thoughts?
Well, you see, whenever somebody walks into the bakery, it's always, "Hi, good evening, what can I get started for you?" And more people she's noticing are starting to come in not for bread or brownies, but for vampire business, and that's getting really annoying. And she takes it, and she sees the seal, she recognizes the dragon symbol, and tries not to roll her eyes too hard. But she asks Danny to take the front while she goes to the back to read the letter. And when she finishes reading it, she's got has a face on, just like a whatever kind of thing. And she just sets the letter on her desk and just sits there and is like, "I'm not going. No, I have no reason to go. It can't be that important anyway." And maybe there is a little bit of that anarch bias as well. But then she's like, "Oh, I should probably get rid of this." So she shreds it into tiny pieces before tossing it.
I would like you to make me a wits and awareness roll, please.
3 successes.
3 successes. Next few days are quiet. You go about your business. The night of, You are visited once more. Someone comes in for more vampire bullshit. The individual who introduced himself as Gerald comes in. Same suit. Same 1950s hair. Same sharp eyes. With the same motion, he locks the door behind him. Miss Torres.
Gerald, I thought your business in the city was brief.
Incredibly so. And I only come into town when it's incredibly important. You should feel honored.
Should I throw a parade?
That would be quite the breach of the masquerade.
Right. What can I help you with?
Well, I suppose in a way it's a matter of what I might be able to help you with. What I understand, there is an event to take place at the Phoenix Arena, the Elysium of the city. I understand that you've been given an invitation, a handwritten invitation, something from the prince himself.
First instinct is to ask, how would you know that? But given the fanfare of Elysium, it's not outside the realm of possibility. Maybe that's protocol for the Camarilla. So she just says, and?
Well, I'm just here to see if you need any help picking out an outfit. That's all.
No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm so good. It's appreciated, to be sure. I'm fine. I'm not going.
The smile widens and he says, "Oh, Miss Torres, but you are. You see, this is an opportunity, especially with a handwritten letter from the prince. You're expected. Or did Lydia not teach you the social faux pas that might come from your inattendance?"
How did... She goes quiet for a moment. Her jaws clenched. And then she says, "No, Lydia told me, but she also told me to never bow like a Camarilla dog, so..."
And yet here you are, but we won't rehash that old argument. What I need from you is not to bow, but to curtsy, to shake hands, to smile.
And what do you get out of me doing that?
The information in an inside eye. I can only get so close, you see. I'm not one to risk showing up there myself. Safe haven though it may be, there would be a lot of questions.
I already agreed to help you with one thing. Why should I help you with this?
Because this is connected. Or can't you see that? What other plans could you possibly have for the evening anyway? Running this little shop?
Well, yes, but that's not your business. In any case, fine. Fine. I will go. Not for you. Because honestly, you're really starting to really irritate me, coming in, making demands of me in my establishment. But no, I will go, if only not to commit a social faux pas.
Smart girl. There is one more thing I need of you.
Oh, of course there is. What could it possibly be?
The letter, Miss Torres. I would like it.
Then go to the dump. I tore it up. I got rid of it like you're supposed to. I'm not that stupid.
Look at you. Playing out Tarkus, still bowing to the Masquerade. How interesting.
Are we done?
I suppose so. I'll leave you to your cookies and your baked goods.
Thank you.
You'll see me again once more, or rather, a piece of me. But anything you discover, report to Remy. Anything of importance. Anything you might find interesting. Or rather, anything you think I might find interesting. Please report to Remy.
Yes, I'll be speaking with Remy if I'm going tonight, yes.
You should. Quite delightful to speak with. Good evening, Miss Torres. He unlocks the door and steps out. Outside, there was already a sort of knocking and sort of waiting. These, your customers, not your regulars, but there's a few ladies and gentlemen that were waiting, wondering what was going on. They stream in, kind of look him over as he passes. He smiles. They kind of shrink away from him, from his teeth, from his eyes. And he leaves. And once more, you are business as usual. Those asking for baked goods. But tonight, it's not about your business or what you want. Tonight, you must attend Elysium. What is your plan?
Her plan... At first, she, of course, lets Danny know that she'll need to be leaving. She makes up an excuse involving Roman loosely. And when she goes to the back room and sits on the bed, she wants to message Nathaniel, but thinks better of it. Before, with a huff, she gets up and starts rummaging through the makeshift tiny closet in this back room, looking for something nice to wear, because that's what she was told. That is kind of the standard for Elysium.
Indeed. And as you rummage, we turn our eyes away from the bakery just down the road, around the corner, down the street, to Remy. And we rewind the clock just a little bit as you receive this invitation from the Prince's security himself. What was it like for you, Remy, to receive this invitation?
First of all, my question would be whether or not the guard came to me in my haven or in one of my establishments, knowing that I was going to be there.
Likely what would have happened is a visit to Cup runneth over to find you not there, to find a manager. We would have received a phone call from someone from one of the middle management saying that someone was looking for you. An official looking individual, looking drop of a package, your eyes only. From there, this individual would have likely gone to the studio 145, and then finally to Hesperus. As far as your haven, untouched, unvisited.
Sounds good. If that's the case, then yeah, I think I'll probably see it at Hesperus and see the note, see the dragon almost encompassing the phoenix, and kind of give a little smirk and thank the courier. It's just plain courtesy to do so. After reading the invitation, I just feel like I need to attend. I need to put my best foot forward and see where this goes. See where all of it goes. Because I don't need anybody, not the Camarilla, not the Anarch, not whatever that Ivory Tower stranger, nor the new prince. I don't need any of them muddling what I have going on. But if any of them can help me further myself along, then, well. With that thought, though, I walk into one of the exhibits a little bit further out, one that was spending a lot of time that's still preparing behind the yellow tape, the yellow caution tape and everything. They're preparing a new installation, and there is a lot of metal refinement that is kind of like basically covering certain shapes and objects and whatnot. And I find myself a small canister of concentrated hydrochloric acid, and I just dip the paper inside and just watch it sizzle and completely disappear as I go about my business.
And the night of, Remy, after you've gone about your business, after you've gone through the last few days, the night of the event, what is your plan?
I find myself, well, I mean, I'll probably visit my haven once more first to get dressed. The scarf simply to almost as a meaning, darker colors to try to say farewell with, whereas the silk red shirt is more of a welcome for some sort of exciting new prospect when it comes to them announcing the Primogen, and just looking at the entire setup, the entire fit with in the mirror. I decide to also put on these glasses, and then I step outside.
Excellent. And so the four of you make your way through various meets. The event is to be held at 1:30 a.m., giving everyone time to attend to their business before heading to Elysium. Now, of course, there are those that arrive early. There are those that are going to be arriving late. All of you can make your way, and let's go around and let me know around what time you might be arriving. We'll go in the same order.
Friday is early to a fault.
How
There's
early,
making a
Remy?
good impression, and there's Friday.
About how early do you think?
Remind me of the time.
1:30 a.m.
1:30 a.m. Friday gets there at 1:45. Just enough time, to help set things up, but also, not that I'm imputing. I don't want to do that. But Waymo pulls up, realizes we're here. It's gonna be fine. That's most of the night anyways. By the time it's 3, they'll probably all be done. And I think she realizes, as her coat crinkles, she did not destroy the invitation in her mad rush to get to the car and put herself together. And she's just going to pop it in her mouth. She's going to regurgitate it in the morning, as she does with the rest of her food. But it's going to be unrecognizable by the time it comes back out. So she'll step out, little bundle of rags.
And when you approach, again, this is the Phoenix Arena. This is the former location being the Footprint Center. The name has changed in past due to some law and some sort of licensing issues. But this is the Phoenix Arena. This is home to the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Mercury. The stadium tonight should be empty, but you see there are people lingering in the security for the prince and for various members of the Camarilla court. And as you approach, there's a pause, a sort of question as you make your way to the entrance of the arena. And one of them looks you over and says, "Sorry, this is closed. Private event tonight."
Her voice has completely left. I was invited by, the proprietor. Could I speak to someone, please?
You can speak to me.
I
You were invited
have
by
an
who?
invitation. Adrian Matala?
His eyes narrow and he says, "Sorry, I don't believe I recognize you."
Well, maybe you could bring me up to him. We could talk. Please?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Oh.
Let's call this,
no.
let's call this wits and persuasion.
Wits and persuasion. Okay, I got some wits and then a persuasion. Nothing. This can be so fine.
May feel free to rouse the blood if you so choose.
3 successes.
3 successes. Kind of looks you over and says, I see. Apologies. You guys usually come in through other means. But by all means, yes. Please, right this way." He gestures.
And behind her little baklava she's wearing, she just offers the biggest little smile. Thank you very much. And she'll stroll right through.
And you make your way. And rather than go in the same marching order, who do we think might arrive next? Or if there's someone who might arrive earlier, I should have done this earlier, whoops. Someone who might arrive if... is anyone arriving earlier than 1:45?
I am. Mm-hmm.
I'll say this for you, Kaida, before you begin your trek. Once you've got into civilization, it happens a lot. You begin your long walk into the city. There are the good Samaritans that pull off to the side of the road and ask you if you need a ride, if you're all right, if everything's okay. And sometimes they have more nefarious means in mind. This time tonight, they didn't. They just seemed very concerned. And if you needed a ride into the city.
I think that she, the first few, she's like, "No, I'm all right, thank you," and puts on an affectation to her voice so that she doesn't sound so much like an outsider. Unfortunately for Kaida, or fortunately, depending on perspective, she is both extremely beautiful and an obvious predator. So, despite the affectation to her voice, there is a little bit of people get nervous the longer they have conversation with her. And when she comes across a person who is concerned and yet still very afraid, that is the person she says, "Actually, I would love a ride." And then she gets in their car and gives them directions to where she's going.
And it's as you say, they become very nervous. They try to be polite and make conversation, Kaida, but it's forced. And maybe that's some more of the joy for you. It's trying, it's forcing kindness, and the more you talk, the more they sort of pick up speed a little bit.
I think, sort of to add to that nervousness, she starts telling them ghost stories about the land in which she lives now, and the folk tales that are there. She just is like, "Did you know that?" And then we'll start talking about these ghosts that live in the Weaver's Needle and things like that. And just in the way that she story tells and in that just aura that comes off of her, she's eating up their fear and the fact that they are forced to be kind to her.
And when you arrive, what time do you think you might be arriving at the Phoenix Arena?
I think she gets there at exactly midnight. And feel free to tell me no or to roll about it, but I don't think she walks through the front door or through a side entrance. Her dress is very much, as you see, this like off the shoulder thing, but in the back it is very much backless, and there is a slit up the left side of her leg. And so she pulls up the skirts, tucks them in, and she climbs into the arena and just slips in and stands in the shadows and watches everything that happens.
I would like dexterity stealth from you, please.
I am, in fact, going to rouse the blood for this roll. Okay, we are hungrier. So we're now at 2 hunger. But we do get 3 dice about it. 4 successes.
4 successes. And as your hunger rises, as you climb, you feel something climbing up the base of your spine, your tailbone. Something lodges into your vertebrae. It starts to make its way up, crawling your back. It doesn't speak to you yet, kinda, but it's making its way. It wants to be heard. It wants to whisper in your ear. It wants to feel close to you. It wants to use your mouth, your voice, your eyes. And now it works its way up your spine as you grow hungrier and as you climb.
When she enters and feels that, she smiles. And there's a thought as she looks at any lingering, early comers that are kindred. She is looking at a veritable buffet. And she just comforts that feeling by saying, "Don't worry, love. We will eat."
You do this, you watch all the newcomers, all the early birds. You see some faces that you recognize, others you don't. But the world is made apparent to you. This is a private event, not just for the Camarilla and Elysium, but in order to cover their tracks, they've invited mortals. They've scheduled an event at the actual stadium itself. There is a concert, classical music, some sort of European violinist has come, and they've set up the stadium surrounding this individual. They've replaced the seats for this night with cushioned sort of recliners, something for people to relax in. And you see these old money people from Phoenix, or those that come from without Phoenix, that have come in to visit their summer home, or the snowbirds, as they call them, moving in, taking in the prelude music, covering the tracks of the real monsters that will arrive. Now, Ida sounds like she arrives first, unless I'm mistaken. Lola, Remy, arriving earlier than midnight?
No, I am fashionably late.
Excellent. Lola, what about you? What time do you think you might arrive?
I was thinking Lola comes in and arrives. You said the event starts at officially at 1:30.
Correct.
She's there. This is so silly. She doesn't know anything about the Camarilla. They tried to train her to be a true blue anarch. So she doesn't know any better. She doesn't know if it's bad or good to be fashionably later, whatever. So she kind of gets to the Phoenix Arena at about 1:20 and just kind of waits around, watching people maybe go in. When there's like a healthy but when there's enough people, a handful of people that have gone in, then she'll go in. So probably around maybe 1:25, 1:30.
Mm-hmm. Understood. As you wait, around 1:30 is when you begin to make your way. And you're confronted by the same security that will confront Friday. Sorry, private event tonight.
I was invited.
I look you over. What are you wearing, Lola?
Lola is a very beautiful individual, and she looks fairly innocent and not monstrous in the slightest. And she's wearing a kind of velvet and lace halter top and very kind of smart dress pants.
You kind of look, I mean, no offense, but this looks a little more relaxed than the rest of them.
Well, it's not a fashion show, is it?
Well, I mean, it's a classical concert, so...
Well, I was still invited, so...
Can I get the name on your... the invitation or the receipt of the invitation?
She will, yeah, she'll just say Adrian Montalvo.
And your name?
Lola Torres.
Oh. Apologies. Didn't really think you would show up, actually.
I'm here.
Welcome. The actual concert hall is that way, but you want to go up the stairs. It's Suite 1. Do you know where that is?
I think I can find it.
Okay. Yeah, please, enjoy yourself. Or whatever.
She actually kind of laughs at that a little as she just brisks past him. And, with every step she takes up the steps, she's just thinking, like, what am I doing here? This is so stupid. What am I even going to do? I don't want to talk to these people. I hope Danny's okay.
To establish timeline, kinda, you see Lola arrive. You see her walk up the stairs and find her way on the path to Suite 1. You witness her in the smart dress pants and the top.
Beautiful. I think she stares. She's seen and like casually met Lola before, so she's not unfamiliar to her. She also knows her brother. And I think it just elates her a little bit that she came to the party. And I think she sends a text message to Roman and says, don't get into any trouble tonight. I want your sister to have a good time.
An immediate text back from Roman. Are you with Lola? Oh my god, is she actually out? And then a call.
I pick up. Hola.
Hey, Kaida.
Hi, I'm looking at her. She looks beautiful.
Oh my god, what club are you guys at? I'll come join you.
No, you will not, darling. It is not that kind of event.
What does that mean? Hold on, no. Wait, no. Lola doesn't, like, go out. What do you mean? Like, this can't be, like, exclusive.
This is... business. A business meeting. And you will not ruin it with your antics.
I mean, I'm not trying to. I just, like, she doesn't ever come out, and I just want to know where she's at, you know? I can't believe hold on, a business meeting, like, for the bakery? What do you have to do with the bakery?
I have a lot of money. I'm invested in this city, and she has a beautiful business with beautiful goods to serve people. I would like to see her succeed.
I mean, yeah, absolutely, honestly, obviously. I have so many questions. Kaida, alright, well, do you want to meet up later? You want to, like, get a drink or something?
If there's time in the night, you know I would love to meet up with you. I will let you know.
Excellent. Cool. I'll let Zoe know. And we can meet up. Yeah. We'll hit you up later. Right. Make sure Lola, give her. Can I text her? Is this like? Does she
I
just, like,
wouldn't.
Okay. That's weird. All right. Sure. Thanks for the heads up.
Besitos, and she hangs up.
You hang up. And as you hang up, you see Friday. This mass of jackets and rags and cloaks moving, but in the same path as Lola to Sweet One.
I think Kaida almost looks like a gargoyle in this moment that she like leans forward to watch as Friday scurries on in. And I think she's like, the night is about to get interesting, But she doesn't leave her post. She stays where she's at.
Mm-hmm.
Still watching whoever else comes into the party.
Most notably, you don't recognize Friday. You don't see the facial features. Friday, as previously described, wearing a balaclava, correct? Along with the massive rags and jackets. And maybe the first thought is Nosferatu. Maybe the second thought is the rumored gargoyle of the Renaissance Hotel. But either way, it's hard to tell from here.
I think Kaida's third thought is, I gotta get her out of those clothes. I want to see what she looks like.
Indeed. In keeping with the timeline, Remy arriving fashionably late. Around what time do you think you might show up, Remy?
I mean, I would definitely show up before the announcements and everything. But if there was like kind of like a understanding that there might be a little bit of like a cocktail hour or like a kind of mingling time, I wouldn't really be around there. So, would the invitation have any mention of when the announcements are going to start?
So based on the invitation, the invitation was just 1:30 is when the event kicks off, and you of course know the way this goes for Elysium. There would be sort of a cocktail hour. At 1:30 is when they officially kick things off and bring out the blood dolls, and they bring out anything that anyone might need to refresh themselves. This is when they begin to not let people in the door, because you're always invited into Elysium. But this is when they start to like really beef up security and double check, hey, do you have a phone on you? If you do, why the fuck do you have a phone on you? But then of course there's a cocktail hour. The announcements, when they're being made, doesn't say on the invitation, but it can't be longer than maybe 2:15 at the latest. 1:30 kicking off an event, you have about 4-5 hours depending on the time of year until sunrise, and then so really 3 hours of party time. So really only like a 45 minutes of a cocktail hour at most.
Yeah. Then if that's the case, then I'll probably just show up at around like 1:45 or so. To almost 2 o'clock, like around that middle ground, where I would think that where the announcements are probably going to start, so I can kind of skip over the perusing blood dolls and whatnot, since I've definitely have had my fill beforehand. And now, storyteller, is it possible that I have driven myself, and is it possible, given the amount of businesses and potential resources that Remy has, that he has a really expensive car?
Absolutely. Having looked at your sheet, absolutely. What kind of car would you like to have, Remy?
Remy has specifically, I believe the car is called the Lotus Evija. It is an electric hypercar. So it is not loud. It is incredibly fast, and it is in black. I'll put up a picture in there later on as well. But that is specifically the car that he has, and that's specifically the car that he drives in when he gets over to the event.
Understood. And as you arrive, well, before you arrive, because something that our viewers don't know that I've given everyone is a free dot and drive for living in this godforsaken city where people don't know how to fucking drive. So Remy, let this be the very first of what will be many, should all of you choose to be traveling along this hellscape. The first drive check. There will be many of them made.
Perfect.
And as always, should you feel the need, you may feel free to rouse the blood if you so choose.
That is 3 successes.
3 successes. You don't wreck or anything like that. There's a few close calls, but judging off of the description of this vehicle, I'm imagining a lot of great safety features that sort of auto brake if things get a little too close. The signals, the lights, the when people are merging without signaling. It's not you're a lot safer than most in the sense that your car is equipped to deal with these roads. However you feel about that is entirely up to you, but it's driving through Phoenix, and especially driving through downtown Phoenix. Nobody knows how to fucking drive in this city.
Would I have gotten any bonuses for having rapid reflexes?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that rapid reflexes, I believe, lets you add your celerity, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yes. I'll just add one more dice and see how that works. Oh, that's another success.
Yeah,
So
you
4.
engage, and it's without even needing to rely on the vehicle's safety features. You're able to maneuver through the town and maneuver through the city just fine. Again, it's a nightmare because people don't know how to fucking drive here, but you're well equipped to deal with this, especially with rapid reflexes. And you arrive about 1:45, and the security detail doesn't really stop you, Remy. They see you coming and say, "Good evening, sir. Suite 1. If you'd like a guide, I can get one for you."
I know my way around.
Of course, sir.
Be careful.
Let us know if you need anything tonight.
I kind of just nod, and is there a valet?
There is.
I'll just hand them over the key fob, and continue walking forward.
He takes the key fob as if it is made of precious metals and jewels. And sort of hesitates, and as you walk, you can hear the exertion, the sort of breath just let out from the security guard who just talked to you, and the whispers of like, "Dude, have you ever seen this before? This is a Tesla." "No, it's not a fucking Tesla, you idiot." And there's a sort of conversation that takes place as you depart. You have that effect on people, Remy. You tend to get people a little flustered with a few words. And you move up to Suite 1, and Kaida, at 1:45, you saw Friday maneuver through. Do you think you might have made your way down in those few minutes, or do you think you might see Remy as he arrives?
Okay, now hold on. These are important questions. Because do I know that he's coming is the thing, right? So I would have, during the days leading up to, messaged Zoe and been like, "Hey, do you know if your boss is going to be at this like super fancy event coming up this weekend?"
Zoe would have texted back, I don't have anything on like the schedule, and to be very clear, I'm not like his assistant. We've been over this a couple times, kinda. I'm not like, I'm an artist and like we're very close, but like I'm not the PA or anything.
Well, here's the thing. I just figure you're so close to him that you would know.
Well, I mean, he hasn't talked to me about anything. There's nothing like, as far as I know. I've been told that I need to really focus on Studio 145, so he might be trying to keep things off my plate.
I see. He cares so much about you. What is that about? Are you two like a thing?
Ew, no, we're
I'm just
no.
asking.
It's like a no. I'm not getting into this with you. Don't be weird. Just fucking. As far as I know, I don't
I
know.
wouldn't
I don't know.
tell.
Ew.
I wouldn't tell anyone, especially not Roman. Just curious.
No. God no. No. Don't go stirring up trouble. Just fucking ask him. I don't know.
Do you have his number to give me?
You're being real weird right now, and I'm gonna stop replying now. Swing by the club. Swing by Hesperus if you want to talk to him.
She will absolutely not. She doesn't message any further. But I think perhaps after she sees Friday come through, she comes down from her little perch and will go to the security that's in the front and ask them if they know if Remy is coming.
I would like a Dex Athletics, and then Remy, I would also like a Dex Athletics from you, adding your celerity die.
Oh my god. 3 successes.
That is a crit and 5 successes.
As Kaida, you're making your way down. Remy, you move past the path, or along the path to get to Suite 1. As you land, Remy is before you. Remy, you saw her shimmying down. The seat is yours.
Remy.
Your name is Kaida, correct?
It is. Pleasure to meet you. And she holds out a delicate hand. It's her metal hand.
I take it. And just, I have been told that ever since you arrived at Cup Runneth Over, a lot of the dancers seem to have renewed spirit.
I like to think dance is an art form and we should revel in it. Yes?
Of course. Now, seeing you here tonight, I have a question. How do you like working for another kindred? Whether or not it's something you enjoy at all.
There's something satisfying about collaboration.
But this isn't really collaboration, right? This is the first time we've met.
It's not yet.
Right. Shall we?
She arranges herself so that she's kind of tucked her arm in, and we'll follow him in.
I will walk mostly beside, not in front. As we get to Suite 1.
As you make your way in, Brady having arrived first, Lola arrived next, Kaida and Remy arriving together. For all of you, and for all of our dear viewers, the Phoenix Arena offers exquisite private seating. It's the most premium, all-inclusive suites offer room for up to 22 guests. There is complimentary service to the chef's buffet, house beer, and the wine and soda with the best sideline views in your own private space. There's a sort of a meeting table as well as several other tables perhaps to eat down and have a dinner at while you enjoy a game or whatever concert. There's a number of different televisions in this space. It's really exactly what it sounds like. It's a private suite to enjoy whatever show is going down below. There is a glass panel wall facing the arena that is, under normal circumstances, just clear glass with seating lined the sides, more comfortable chairs than the rabble down below. The Suite 1, though, is always and exclusively reserved for a private party. The glass heavily tinted and bulletproof, so that no one sees what goes on within Suite 1. The kindred, however, inside, watch the mortals dance, watch them play music, watch them play their little games. You can see along the other side, on either side, there are other suites with the rich and powerful, those that can afford these suites, looking down on the rebel, thinking they're the ones in charge, they're the ones in power, unaware that in Suite 1 are the real power players of Phoenix. Ready to arrive. It's a beautiful place. The lighting is immaculate, yet not terrible on the eyes. There is what looks like hard marble floor, along with a carpeted area, with a long table with 8 seats. The televisions along the walls, across this area's private bar, and across the way from this long table, all show the different camera angles of the concert that is now taking place. The prelude is a cellist seated in the middle, sort of going at the strings with the bow with a fervor that is... You can almost feel the life as they play. Everything else, there is hors d'oeuvres and food laid out, though no one appears to be touching it. There are several individuals here, none of whom you really recognize, aside from a few of the Nas, most notably being Clara Corin, the Ventrue Primogen. She is combing things over and double checking, and as you begin to enter, she stops you and says, "Whoa, real quick, do you have a cell phone or anything on you? Any technology we should know about?"
No, I left it at home.
Good girl. Right on. Welcome to Elysium Friday. If anyone gives you any shit, you let me know, alright?
Thank you, Clara. Is it okay if I... and she gestures at her whole home robber getup.
You, by all means, you are home here. And she kind of like gestures at her own open face, and you can see, for what you've seen before, there is a little bit of tuft of hair kind of swept to the side, little strands, as well as heavy dark sunglasses, pointed grayish ears, and her skin is that sort of corpse-like pallor. There are over-elongated fangs that hang as a sort of overbite along the sides of her lips, and she says, "You are free to be as you are here." She is very, very pointed about that. You can do whatever you like. If it makes you more comfortable being in all that, no one's going to stop you. But there's a coat rack over there if you want to unwind a little bit.
He is just eagerly nodding, and without kind of regard that she's in the middle of a crowd, she's just going to start stripping down to where she is just in a leather jacket, a top shirt, and some sports shorts. It's not elegant. It's by no means formal, but it's comfortable. She even lets her tail flop out. She'll go and hang up her many coats and scarves on the side, kind of sidle up to Clara the way your average introvert does at a party. So, is this everyone?
Oh no, we're still expecting a bunch of people. I think Renee's running late, and I don't even know if Patermaster's even really going to be here. I think that he might be a no-show, but that's a whole other can of worms. She's here, down in you wouldn't be able to see him. He's using gifts and disguised, but he's combing the area, making sure everything's fine, keeping the Prince's security on top of things. Elena's on her way. She let me know she's going to be running a few minutes late, but yeah, the whole court should be here, minus Patermaster, and should be getting everybody.
This big cat-like blinks. She looks around the room and leans in conspiratorially. I didn't know there'd be so many.
Oh yeah, no, it's a big deal. Especially, you've only been here for a few weeks, but Prince Montalvo has been real picky about his Primogen, and It's a big event. Everyone was wondering when he was gonna officially induct Renee in. So now, after tonight, officially, Cortez's Primogen.
Yay. And she'll pick up a drink, nurse it. Do you and Jay have any plans tonight?
Trying to make sure things are running smoothly in here. Jay asked that I keep things going in here smooth. I don't really know a whole lot. I don't really do the Elysium thing typically, so if you
Neither do I. I'd like to help though if I could.
sure, if you want to and she kind of stops and kind of ponders what job she might ask of you. And she says, if you want to just tend to the in the side room over there, and she points, and there's a sort of, not exactly a door, but it's sort of doorway where a door could go. The blood dolls are in there. If you want to make sure that they're fed and hydrated and all that. No one wants anybody to pass out. That would be something a little crazy. If you want to make sure that they're all right, and by all means, feel free to take a sip. That's the perks of helping set up. By all means.
I already had a sip, but I could do that, yeah. And she'll grab a tray of drinks. Secondhand, grab another tray. Her hands are full, and just so tenderly start to make her way over to the blood dolls with both plates. She is beaming, genuinely happy. All her little vampire bat teeth are out. Bright yellow eyes gleaming. She's acting like you have just crowned her Miss Universe.
And as you do this, in steps Lola, stopped by the Nosferatu Primogen Claricorn. I don't believe you might have interacted, Lola.
No, certainly not.
Bat-like appearance, wispy hair combed to the side, large black sunglasses, and 2 fangs, creating an overbite. She stops at the door and says, "Technology, cell phones, anything I should know about?"
She instinctively pats her pockets, and there is indeed a phone. Again, never been to Elysium. Just one of those, like, oh shit moments. Like, do you need to take it for the night, or?
Yeah, we're gonna toss into a Faraday bag and keep it in a locker outside.
Oh shit, alright. I'll pull it out and hand it to her.
She takes it in this sort of, it looks like a sort of clasp bag that you might take to see like a fair opera or whatever. But she drops it in and passes it along to what seemingly is hopefully a ghoul. And he makes his way out of the room with it. She says, everything's still rolling out, so people are still showing up. There is drinks to be had in the other room, next room over. I don't think I've seen you before.
No, I don't think we've met. I'm Lola, and she's doing her best to put on. It's almost she's trying not to make it too customer servicey, but she's a fish out of water at this point.
She takes your hand and says, "I've heard your name. Never. Yeah, I know who you are. Actually, I recognize the name. Welcome to
Oh.
Elysium."
Thanks.
Clara.
I hope that's a good recognition. Nice to meet you, Clara.
Well, it's just unexpected to see you here. That's all.
Yeah, that's fair. And she kind of, like, is a little awkward for a moment. She says, I think I'm going to get a drink now.
By all means. And she gestures toward that same room where Friday just disappeared into.
As she's walking, did you say that there was, obviously Friday just had drinks for mortals, so there's, like, catering for mortals here as well?
Yes, there is a full-service bar in this location as well. If you'd like to make yourself a drink or have someone, there is an attendant at the bar with a rag over his shoulder.
I think she's just looking at the hors d'oeuvres and kind of like can't help but be like, my catering would have been better.
Fair
And
enough.
she's not hungry at the moment. So she just goes and ducks into the room because she said that's what she was gonna do, and that'd be even more awkward if she didn't. And she just kind of is just looking around, and I think she sees Friday with the drinks and tilts her head to the side a little bit and just kind of studies this individual with their tail and everything, and is just like, huh.
And to these blood dolls' credit, they seem unworried about Friday. There's a few sort of looks and kind of checking out the tail and kind of examining, but they seem grateful for the drinks themselves. Others show up like a bottle of water and are sharing it with a couple of others, and they're making conversation with you, Friday. They're sort of like, oh, is this your first time at Elysium? We haven't seen you. Is it rude to ask what clan, or?
No, so I'm a gargoyle, so I've been told. I don't really know much of our history aside from what my sire told me. But 3 clans in one, that's what she always said. And she just begins excitedly rambling about what she does know, which is admittedly very little, just that we fought for our freedom. We are no longer servants to the Tremere, and there are no Tremere in that city. Can you believe that? The prince told me that himself, and she's just going on, and just in a very Masquerade breaky way, if these weren't blood dolls.
Mm-hmm. Lola, this is what you come in on.
I think she's got her... I think she's just kind of listening. Like, trying not to make it obvious, maybe, like, leaning against the doorway with her back turned, but definitely listening, just like, oh, okay. So there are gargoyles, too. That's not something Lydia told me. All right.
And one of the blood dolls approaches, kind of breaks away from the group, now listening intently to Friday, and says, honey, did you need a drink?
Oh, Sure. That drink sounds lovely.
And he offers up a wrist.
And, Lola, she is not used to this kind of, treatment, or formality, rather. She's definitely more used to having to, well, get it through her own means. So she just kind of gingerly takes his wrist and takes a tiny sippy. I'm at 1 hunger, so I can't slake anything unless I kill him, which I'm not going to. And licks the wound closed and says, thank you. That was really refreshing.
There's, as you drink, there's this sort of smile and the soft exhale. And Friday, it's impossible to ignore. It's like a light moan as someone nearby is feeding. And out of the corner of your eye, you see Lola taking a sip.
Feeding among my flock was a very hit and run event, I guess is the term you'd use. The way the falconer fed, she would ambush whatever poor hiker was on the way and share with the rest of us before his memory was wiped. By some means, I never did ask how she did that, but watching this person, it's hypnotizing. I think she's like helping someone pour water into a cup, and she doesn't realize it's overflowing. It's fascinating, for she goes, oh, I am so sorry. Let me get you a napkin.
It's all right. It's all right. Thank you. You didn't even need to pour it. No one really checks on us like this. This is very different. And Lola,
I haven't been around people in so many years. I have so many questions.
Oh, well, we're open books.
So who won the last American Idol?
Oh, and they start to rack their brain, and they like instinctually reach for their phone that does not exist here. And Lola, as you thank this individual, they say, anything you need, let us know if you need another drink. And they go over to what looks like a countertop. This little, it can't be real wood. It's too smooth. It's too it's like almost microscopically slick. And they pick up a jug of orange juice and begin to sip at a glass.
I think Lola, she looked over at the commotion with this gargoyle and the other blood dolls and kind of uses that opportunity with them all distracted to slip out. She is now fidgeting with a necklace that she put on. I guess she didn't realize this was the one she put on, but it's the one that Daniel gave her. The heart with the small ruby in the center. And she's just like, what am I doing here?
And while you ponder that question, we return to Kaida and Remy. Making your way to the entrance, someone before you is stepping inside. They are wearing a light jacket, this sort of just fabric. There's a mustard stain on a black t-shirt. Their hair is messy, jostled. They don't seem like they belong here as they walk in with nice shoes. And they cross the threshold before, and then they drop whatever obfuscation, whatever illusion. And now standing back to you is a figure in finer clothing, in a gray, thin striped suit with a faded red tie. Gray skin and sharp features, eyes single pinpricks of light, and a black hat. Brim not terribly wide, almost like a fedora, with a ribbon along the outside. They are bald, and you can see veins coming up from their neck, tracing along the back. Remy, you know this individual to be she, the keeper of Elysium. Kaida, I'm not sure if you might have had the pleasure. You can let me know.
I don't think so. I don't think she has. But if you will allow me, whether role or flavor, she takes her phone and for a moment, because I assume Remy is standing like here next to her, he sees her start to push her phone into her flesh. And she's going to essentially hide her phone in her skin. She just and settles herself back in.
Would you like to try to hide this from Remy?
No. I don't hide it from him at all.
Remy, you see this?
Yeah. I see it, have a little smile, and just neat little trick.
I have many.
As do I.
And you can see Chi talking to, again, Remy, who you would know to be Clara, a newcomer to Phoenix, someone who was unexpectedly appointed as the Nosferatu Primogen. The overbite is digging into the lips a little bit as she talks and explains something to Chi, and as her eyes beneath the sunglasses look toward all of you, she turns. The broad shoulders, the suit, everything cuts a figure of something early, something 1920s-esque. As he smiles and says, "Welcome to Elysium. Remy, I believe."
Chi,
It's good to see you.
it is good to see you as well. How is everything?
Doing quite well here, making sure that everything is running smoothly. How's the row?
Same. Running smoothly. With or without me.
Well, hopefully they don't burn down the street tonight while you're away. Cell phone or anything we should know about?
What's in the car?
Well, you brought something precious with you tonight. He eyeballs Kaida.
He just smiles.
I don't believe we've had the pleasure.
Kaida.
He takes your hand if you allow him.
She will.
He leans in, and you can feel an excess of force, and a breath that normally wouldn't need to be taken, and you know he's using Blush of Life as he was walking amongst mortals. And that forced breath, the corpse air, forces out, and you feel it on your fingers. He never touches his lips to your fingers, and he pulls back. He says, "She, Keeper of Elysium, and your humble host for tonight's events."
He gives a little curtsy.
Do we have anything on you that might be concerning? This is your first time. No cell phones, no technology allowed.
None. Unless you consider this dangerous. And she just holds up her metal hand.
He smiles and says, "I'm sure there's some that might. Quite an interesting make."
Isn't it beautiful?
Expert craftsmanship. You'll have to tell me where you received it. I'm interested in its story. But don't let me hold you up. Are you peckish? And he looks to you, Remy.
You know I always eat before these things.
Ever the gentleman. Please, make your way in. Everyone else is arriving drip by drip by drip. No one knows how to keep on time. Everyone's always going to be fashionably late. He gives you a wink.
Well, I think when I come here, that's fashionably late, and everybody else after me, well, that's just late.
Inclined to make an argument, but I don't want to hold you up. Please, you're home now. Gestures inside.
I just walk. I'll nod and then continue walking forward. And I turn over to Kaida and just... I'll see you inside then.
He winks.
And I will
And you're-
continue.
You are both admitted entry. Again, the lighting is beautiful. It doesn't harsh the eyes. There is a light bit of music playing from the concert down below. The television's turned low. There's some conversation. Remy, you can see Renee is not here just yet, or perhaps they're behind the one offshoot room that does have a closed door. There are individuals here that you recognize. You can recognize Clara. Patermuster is not here. You, of course, see Chi. Elena arrives shortly after you. Black dress of mourning. Strapless, and a flowered sort of choker around her neck. Her hair tied back. There is a kindred of interest here. As you can see off in the corner, sort of having a discussion with Clara once she's made her way away from Chi, is the unfortunate Ventrue Raoul. The one who you know is likely going to be the most upset tonight, as Renee is named Primogen, over him.
Remind me, storytellers, Raoul, let me double
Former
check.
Baron of Scottsdale. Technically,
Yeah,
it would
okay,
have been
so-
the Baron where your haven existed.
I will take the time to approach him then.
Raoul looks cleaned up very well tonight. There are gold sort of bits of jewelry and things in the braids. He is a lighter skinned black gentleman. His eyes are a palish blue. Almost as if clouded over. He wears a set of loose-fitting black trousers that are almost remind you of like zoot suit pants, but the top doesn't match really. It's a sort of loose blazer with a gray undershirt with some sort of intricate pattern design. Rings on his index finger and his left index finger and his right pinky. and he has a cigarette sort of hanging out of his lip as he looks to you, Remy, and says, "Good evening. How are you doing, Remy?"
Hello, Quintana. It's been years, I think.
So one loses time, and one is exchanging hands and playing the game.
And whilst playing the game, I suppose there are good sports that end up having to be here.
Well, that's the thing about games. There are winners and losers. And no one's really called time just yet.
Exactly. I have been meaning to ask, though, knowing what we know now. No hard feelings, right?
Between you and I?
No. All of this. You know what I mean?
There's a sort of mark of respect amongst my clan. A way that we measure each other. I am left unaffected in my dignitas. Renee has won the day. Whether they win the century, however, that remains to be seen. Especially with, and he gestures kind of with his eyes toward a room that does not have a door. Recent events. You heard about the Renaissance.
I did. The hotel.
Yes,
Have you seen
claimed
it yet?
she's here. And there. Can you believe it
Interesting.
though? Twice now claimed something that wasn't exactly theirs. Twice now. And this time though, forced to give it up. Forced to give it up to a gargoyle. Can you imagine?
Definitely something that would tickle you a lot more than me. I wouldn't really care too much, but it is quite interesting, to say the least, that the prince would still keep Renee as Primogen when clearly something is being undermined here.
It's not my place to question. But
Nor mine.
I'd say you're correct, though, given my service to the first prince. My service as Baron. As I said, though, my dignitas is left unaffected. My reputation continues to precede me. Renee's, no matter how well he did back up in Canada, has quite a few marks down here in the United States.
Well, as all thrones go, it doesn't matter who takes the crown, it remains to be seen who defends it.
Indeed. I do wonder what crown they serve, though.
Not my position to question.
Indeed. Especially if Mithras is involved. He winks. Excuse me. Someone's caught my eye. And they begin to make their way across the room. Leaving you.
I'm going to I head over to the room without the door.
And we'll get to you very shortly, as well as Friday and Lola. But kinda, as Remy had left you standing with Chi, he's invited you in. Where would you like to head? There are a number of individuals here you would have heard of, as well. Having been here for a couple of years, you saw the fall of Anarch Phoenix. You would recognize a few of these names, some of these faces. And as you sort of become the wallflower and watch more trickle in, the full court makes their appearance, minus the prince and Renee.
It's funny you say wallflower. She indeed does become one. I think she positions herself where she can see everybody moving around, and she starts collecting these names and faces. And there's just a small grin. She is aware that should anyone notice her and know of her, they will have their presumptions about her. And she does not dissuade any of that or try to change their minds in any way. But I think she wants to be... Question, are there flowers in here? Are there decorative flowers anywhere?
There are decorations. Flowers are kind of scarce, but not unseen here. Red roses along with white, and yellow lilies.
Yeah, I think she just positions herself closer to these sort of bunches of flowers and begins to play with them. And I think every once in a while she'll pick one until she eventually has a little bouquet of flowers. And she's waiting. She's waiting for the prince to arrive.
You do this, and as you wait, our eyes will follow Remy to that same room. Friday, Lola, you're still there as Remy makes his appearance, and there are, Friday, the eyes and the ears that were once captivated by you turn as a new figure enters into this space. Lola, you feel it too. The sucking of attention away, the gaze now cast toward Remy. The scene is yours.
I think Lolo was attempting to slip out of the door shortly, right before as Remy was walking in. And she sees him coming and just kind of tucks back into the room and is just like, I guess I'm doing this now.
Friday is mid-story as she's explaining. Well, after this year-long siesta, I wasn't able to watch TV for a bit, moving and just noticing that nobody's been listening to her for the past 30 seconds as this Aphrodite walks into the room, and she too has her mouth open, catching flies.
When I walk in, immediately just kind of scan. Kind of noticing Lola there, but the target was never Lola at this point. Just staring at Friday, just. I'm going to be a little presumptuous and think that you were the one at the Renaissance Hotel.
She shrinks into her coat a little bit and very quickly nods. The prince was very, very kind and granted me dominion over it. I'm caring for it. It's so nice to meet you on Friday. And she'll extend a clawed little hand.
I'll also extend my hand and shake hers and just... Remy, it's very nice to meet you.
You're very nice to meet you too. It's so nice to meet you. I've just been catching up with all the news of the world. I've been on a bit of a journey. I only arrived in Phoenix a little bit ago, and she's just a mile a minute talking. If Stone could blush, she would be absolutely pink.
I'm just starting to realize how absolutely naive she is. And I'm almost instinctually fearful for her being in this situation. It's almost that instinct. Like my smile no longer is a smirk, but almost kind of endearing, because the last time he remembers this feeling was when he found Zoe, age 5, in a crack den where both parents OD'd. And that instinct kind of comes back a little bit and just, you understand, you being here. It's a nice gesture and everything, for the prince, that is. But at the same time, it could be seen as a slight to Renee.
The smile flies away from her face. Can't say I'm too excited to see Renee, considering that they tore up half the hotel to try and find me and hired an exterminator and all of that, but you know, as they say, water under the bridge, and that is my hope. After all, my flock, we did everything to help each other survive. It's no different here. We're all working. Tools. That's what the prince explained.
Yes, that is true. But I need you to understand your significance in being here. Of course, the prince has to have you here. You're under his domain and everything, but think about it. Induction of Renee being the Primogen, and the one person that has caused them a slight, outside of the prince, of course, is you.
I'll look down into her Shirley Temple and click her claws rather absently. Well, you don't think it was meant to start a fight, do you? I really don't want to start any fights. I just want to...
No. There's not going to be a fight or anything. There's too many eyes, wandering eyes, for that. That's not the case. However, I would suggest not standing out too much. Not tonight.
Gotcha. Wallflower. You know, they say you'll never make friends as Wallflower, but I have made plenty of friends tonight. Mortal they might be, but you know, it has been years since I've talked to a human. Well, not one that hasn't done terrible things to me, but you know, an actual conversation. Did you know that they had Bon Jovi on American Idol?
Yes, I did.
I
Yeah,
had to
this-
see. It was a whole year in the desert. And she goes into her story once again.
During this conversation, Lola, what are you up to? Are you witnessing all of this?
Lola is witnessing all of it, wishing she had a flute of champagne to nurse, or her phone to absentmindedly glance at, just something to fill her hands. She looks out the doorway and sees Elena, and is like, nope. And just continues to listen. I think she's genuinely kind of like starting to feel this anxiety and this almost, it's not quite panic, but it's just such discomfort in this situation. And just completely feeling out of place, not wanting to interrupt what's going on with Remy and Friday with what she's been thinking about all week. And also not wanting to leave and possibly run into one of the former barons and have to have that conversation.
Indeed, and
So
as you
she's
poke
just-
your head out and see Elena, there's more that have arrived. You see now Amira is making their way toward who I believe you might know to be Kaida, the woman with the silver arm. You see Elena is making her rounds, speaking with Raoul. There's everyone here aside from Patermuster, Renee, and the prince.
I would like to... Oh, go ahead.
Just a small thing. The entire time that she like has these flowers, Kaida pinpricks her finger, so it's a little droplet of blood, and she just starts dabbing the center of these flowers with her blood.
Noted. Noted.
As soon as Friday gets started with like a little bit of a rant, I'll kind of smile in relief, thinking that, well, at least she feels a little bit, safer here in that sense. But going back to it, remembering that Lola was in the room, I'll just be like, how have you been since the fall?
Oh my goodness. Hi, Remy, right? We haven't met, but Roman talks about you a lot.
Roman? Oh, right.
Yeah.
I understand now. I mean, you know me in passing, and I know you in passing. It's been years. So.
Yes, I just try to keep to myself. This whole scene isn't really my scene.
Neither was the other one.
Nope.
I'll just kind of... So, Roman's your...
My brother, and she kind of takes a... She doesn't take in a breath because she doesn't have to do that, but she, like, straightens out, and she says, my brother. And I try to keep him from getting into too much trouble. He doesn't really have a whole lot of awareness.
No. I suppose not. But... at least... I'll say it. I'm not necessarily liking the fact that Roman is there taking up Zoe's time. But if they do spend more time together, at least you will know that Roman will be safe.
Not to be that person, but I think in this moment, Lola is... I would like an insight check.
By all means.
For sure.
What's an
Okay.
insight, Remy? You may feel free to, if you'd like to obscure anything with your meaning. It would be a subterfuge.
Nothing. Not any subterfuge needed.
While this roll is going on, I'll ask you to hold on to that number for me, Lola, as we look now toward the main room. Kaida, there are people moving. There's life that comes to this as Amira approaches you. She opens her mouth to speak, this former Ventrue Primogen. Then a door opens, the one side room, and emerges the prince, alongside Renee Cortez. They walk together, parting only after a few steps, and begin to mingle. And Amira's mouth closes. She turns on her heel and leaves you without a word.
Where does she head to?
Looks like she's gonna go speak with Chi.
Interesting. I am going to make my way to Renee.
You do this, and Renee, for this evening, has chosen a black shirt, flowing and unbuttoned down about 3 buttons. Several necklaces along their pale neck, the red hair sort of pinned back with a few of the bobby pins. The slit along the eyebrow is still present. The earrings are of a dagger on the left and a sort of trinket of some sort on the right as you approach.
He says nothing, but only like as she's walking towards, just eye contact all the way up until she's right in front and says, Renee, Ventrue Primogen for Ventrue, yes?
Correct. And who might I have the pleasure of speaking with?
I am Gaida. She will offer Renee a lily with a smile on her face, not showing teeth yet.
They take it and they turn it. A trinket from the countertops. How lovely.
So Ash says that, and she's looking at the flower. Or I'm sorry, they are looking at the flower. I don't know that anyone is paying attention, but what they would see is Kaida's face goes from being very warm to suddenly no expression and extremely calculating. And she is reading Renee, looking at them for weakness. Is there a sense of, maybe not nervousness, maybe that's not the correct word, but perhaps a needing things to go well, or, looking for that sort of thing?
Go ahead and give me a wits and insight real quick. And then as you do that, we'll ask you to hold on to that number. We'll turn back our eyes to you, Lola. Your number?
So that is a 5, but I got a messy crit.
Remy, I'll allow you, as you didn't choose to make a roll. What do you think of 5 with a messy crit? I'll handle the messy part. You go ahead and let me know what you think Lola might inquire for insight roll.
Very easily, you can tell that Remy is inferring that there is security detail, at least with Zoe, all the time. So if Roman is by proxy with Zoe, then there will be people for them.
Understood. That's what you garner, Lola. As far as the messy critical, looking at Remy, it's a difficult thing. There's a stirring, we'll say, and you don't experience this often. Not in this capacity, having not interacted with kindred really. But there it is. Something curling up the base of your spine, and you wonder as your hunger rises just how Remy might taste if he looks so good.
I think Lola took a moment to kind of study Remy's expression and mull over his words, and as those thoughts kind of pass, as these hungry thoughts creep in, and she, with her mouth closed, kind of licks one of her canines before shaking her head and saying, right. No, he talks about Zoe a lot. Really, really fond of her. Really fond of her. I haven't really met her myself. I mean, I have at Cup Runneth Over, but I just kind of leave it alone, Try not to be too overbearing.
I try not to be overbearing as well, but you understand. There are certain things that you just have to make sure.
No, I get it. I get it. And she kind of looks around and she says, I would like to talk to you later, if that's okay.
Sure. Any particular reason?
It's about Roman and other things. Something a little more private.
The two of you are interrupted in this moment as a gentleman comes to you and Perhaps the two of you might know him. Remy, I'm sure you do. Lola, I'm actually almost positive you do as well, just from connection via clan. Jonas Shu comes in, a prospective Primogen candidate for the Malkavian clan. American born with Chinese heritage. He comes in a sort of, not a smile, but a sort of pride on his face. And he stops your conversation, Remy, quite rudely, and he takes your hand, Lola. Congratulations.
Thank you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I'm getting ahead of myself.
That's quite alright. What are we celebrating?
He kind of looks to you, Remy, and then looks to Friday. You see a lucidity, all three of you kind of fade back into his eyes. The pride fades from his lips. I'm sorry. I am getting ahead of myself. The princes emerged from their off room. It's good to see you again, Lola.
Always good to see you. She says very awkwardly.
He looks a bit concerned as he kind of once more pointedly looks at the three of you, ignoring the blood dolls, ignoring the area, but looks at Friday and Remy and Lola, and withdraws his hand and kind of unnecessarily clears his throat. I didn't mean to interrupt your conversation. I was excited, a bit ahead of myself. Excuse me.
This happens to the best of us. Okay.
I'll kind of lean in before he leaves and just, I understand. Exciting day, an exciting night and everything. So for this time, I won't consider it a slight for you to interrupt my speech.
Yes.
But,
I do apologize. And there's a not a reverence, but a sort of an acknowledgement of a much older kindred, of a much more ingrained individual here. Goes beyond Cambria, goes beyond the establishment that exists now. It's primal. It kind of averts his eyes. Thank you.
I'll put my shades back on and just... Friday, Lola. Shall we? The prince is out.
We should go say hello, and she'll offer a wave to this wandering person before she leans in very close to Remy and says, "Who is that, and should I know them?"
In due time. But for tonight, let's focus on making quality friends instead.
Of course, good call. Oh, and she realizes that Lola has joined and just, Friday, nice to meet you. I'm at the Renaissance.
Oh, that's okay. Hi. And Lola, again, trying not to be too customer servicey, but can't really help it. Shakes Friday's hand and says, "Lola, I'm Lola. It's lovely to meet you."
And as the
It's lovely to meet you as well.
As the three of you make acquaintance and step out of this space, we will turn our eyes back to you, Kaida. The result of your roll.
A 5, because I roused the blood. But I do believe that if there is a 1 on the hunger die, it may cause an issue.
Indeed, it would if it was a failure, but it does not.
I see. Okay. So a 5 then.
With 5, Renee knows who you are. Is a recognition. The same way that you're probing and testing. So are they. They know something about you, something more than this first interaction should be. They're playing just the same game you are, Kaida.
She gives another soft smile. And I think that perhaps she does not notice, but in that droplet of blood that she added to this flower, the flower almost comes to life in a way, gleams just a little brighter. She lets it pass with a, that little smile of hers, and simply says, "Ventrue, no manners," and drifts away.
They go to respond, they open their mouth, and you can hear words as you step away and they fade back. And you see Friday, Lola, and Remy emerging from where the blood dolls are relaxing. And as a wine glass is clinked, you hear Chi announce, "Honored guests, your prince has an announcement. This is where we're going to take our break. We'll see you all back here very, very shortly."
Long have you been my warden? Did you think you could stop all of my plans? I know you can feel yourself fading, growing weaker as my contingency unfolds. Brother, don't you see? In the end, we are nothing alike. I know you have assembled your own consortium against me. So, brother, when you fall, just as the shattered gate watch before you, this eternal vanguard and the entire multiverse will contest with my ignited.
When I first came to this country, I had nothing.
Have you come to kill me?
I am simply descended from survivors, and I always survive.
Life doesn't stop when you die.
My blood is not welcome in Camarilla cities.
Did you love your mother?
Dearly.
I did too. I'm not a fan of father.
Crying takes more breath. I've learned that the hard way.
Fuck, Roman. Fuck.
Everyone has a voice in my Phoenix. Hello and welcome back. We hope you enjoyed your break. Got some water, used the restroom, all the good stuff for all the tech and bio. We did as well. I got some Tums because my tummy hurt, and then I also got some Red Bull. So we're going to make sure that this is a long-lasting day. But where we left our kindred was in Elysium, in Suite 1 at the Phoenix Arena, as this concert goes on of classical music. She has announced that the prince has an announcement to make. And now you see Camarilla Court coming together. You see the kindred all coming into this main space. As the prince stands, black suit, red trim, maroon pocket square. Same as he was when he met you, Kaida. Same as he was when he met you Friday. Same as he was when you saw him on the street driving his car, Lola. Everyone gathers. Do you remain near one another? Kaida, where do you drift to? Whoever would like to begin.
Kaida, when they first come out of the room, they'll see, of course, the long sort of from the lower back down, that long train of red from her dress. But what they will see is what looks like scarification on her back. And it looks like almost like a snake that goes down the entirety of her spine and then flares out from the back, these things that can only be wings. And then she turns around and her eyes lock onto them. And she takes a second to look each of them in the face. And then she smiles and drifts over to them. And she puts herself behind them. And just, I'm so glad you're all here. We'll do introductions in a moment. And then she silences because she assumes the prince is about to start talking.
If
Friday,
Lola
ready,
wasn't
Lola?
already going to, she was already going to stay because it's just polite, and, where the hell else is she gonna go at this point? But now she's like, well, I guess I'm here now.
Yep, Friday is just doing the, when you're filming your dog and they do the whale eye thing and they look at you and then they look away and then they look, she is doing that, but just with these big old creepy spirit Halloween eyes at Kaida after she does this very ominous introduction.
Understood. Remy?
Noticing this, I'll just very casually just be like, good to have you join us as well, Kaida. And as almost like I know her as well, so to as a show to Friday, as I kind of turn back around and just wait for the announcement.
It begins rather quickly. Prince Montalvo steps into the center of the room, surrounded by kindred, surrounded by the kindred of Phoenix. He begins to speak. Friends, honored guests, citizens of this fine city. Whether you be from Phoenix, Casa Grande, Mesa, Tempe, we unite tonight as kindred, as inhabitants of this fair city, as those who survived, as those who persist. And in that persistence, we find strength. We find unity. We find what is needed. You all know why we're here. It is in celebration and in mourning. Firstly, I've never been one to dwell on what might be sad, or what might be considered loss. So let us begin by bidding farewell to Amira Navarro, who has served as Primogen, Clan Banu Hakim, dutifully, honorably, and with just action. And he raises a glass of champagne. Other kindred begin to raise as well, as the blood dolls begin to hand out flutes, as before the announcement they were drifting and handing these out. No one expects you to drink this. It's symbolic in nature. And I ask all the four of you, do you raise your glass to bid farewell to Amira Navarro?
A little too high, a little too eagerly. Probably splashing a little bit of her mostly drained Shirley Temple. But Friday's looking around for approval very subtly. She's trembling with excitement, almost. Just this little hand, barely visible above the crowd.
Lola's just like, here?
It's a very natural action. I'll be raising my glass.
Ida's the last to raise her glass.
You do this. Prince Montalvo lowers his as everyone else begins to kind of just drop theirs as well. Some do sip, take a little small drink, and they cringe at the taste. Not because it's bad, just because it's not what they need. And the prince looks to Amira and says, we hope you find all that you need in your future endeavors. Everything that you feel you have missed. Would you like to say a few words? And Amira looks around at everyone. She shakes her head. She sets her glass on the table and takes a few steps back, as if to give way to those that will come next. Prince continues. Tonight we are also here to honor, to witness an ascension. Renee Cortez, he gestures to Renee, now stepping dutifully, honorably, and with just action into the role of Ventrue Primogen. May you serve the city well, and with many years ahead of you. There's some light clapping, begun by Raoul, no less. Do you clap? Do you celebrate?
Ida smiles with teeth, and that is all.
I'm holding the glass in one hand and just light golf clapping with the other, like this.
Understood.
Friday will mimic that motion, the same golf clap, same forced smile, just minuscule and very baddish.
Lola is also mimicking, just very unsure of herself.
You do this, and the prince continues. Renee, would you like to say something? Renee steps up and says, I know that many of you have questions of my history, and many of you may feel that there is something lacking in my connections to this city. But rest assured, I come with the intentions of quelling the issues that have come forth. I come with the strength of a bull and the might of the sun. There is nothing I wouldn't do to keep this city safe. Rest assured, what lurks beyond and what threatens us will be snuffed out. And they look across each and every one. And Remy, I think you would know. Being a, let's call it what it is, something of a social butterfly. Even outside of the Camarilla, this doesn't feel like a speech for an induction of a Primogen. This sounds more like something for a sheriff, something for a hound, or maybe even a clan whip. It's intense, and especially for a Ventrue. But Renee steps back. Prince Montalvo looks, eyebrow raised. And the city will be served. And the city will be safe. I'm afraid, my dear guests, I have neglected to inform you of a third announcement. Something that has come to fruition very recently. I have chosen Coterie Primogen. I won't embarrass them by asking them to speak now, as the decision is unexpected. But I welcome you as well, now, here, tonight, to welcome Daniela Barca as your Coterie Primogen. There are murmurs. And Remy, very clearly people are looking at you. What goes through your head?
I'm keeping an image. Not really showing any cracks or anything at this point.
Indeed. I think something might echo from a week ago, Remy. Don't you find it strange? And wouldn't it be stranger still if it wasn't you that was chosen? Words spoken by a stranger, someone you didn't even bother to ask their name. But the words come to you now. But you keep this facade. And the prince continues. I know that this decision will come as a shock, and that I am normally more formal in my induction. Many of you normally have a larger amount of time to understand these things. But in times of struggle and strife, action must be taken, and a prince must lead. And so, in addition, I have chosen Lola Torres as Malkavian Primogen. Louder murmurs. Now eyes look to you, Lola. Every set of eyes that you've avoided for all these years. Everyone. And there's that echo once more, Remy. Don't you find it strange? What goes through your head, Lola?
I think Lola, she disassociates for a moment where she goes into herself and says, like, I misheard. That's not, he didn't call my name. And then when people start to stare, it's that heat in her chest, embarrassment and realization, like, no, he did. And now it's just, why?
I would like a wits and awareness roll from you, please.
Okay. I'm gonna use a willpower to reroll.
For
Okay.
flavor, can I do something?
Depends on what it is. What do you have in mind?
Kaida's mouth is not moving, but she's standing behind this group. And as if from maybe somewhere else on her body, a mouth opens up and just whispers to Lola, "Chin up, amor. They are watching."
I'll allow it.
3 successes.
You look across. Not terribly far, as again, this space is surrounded, and the prince is making his announcements. You see Jonas. He nods. And he looks away from the group, past everyone. You can follow his gaze to the glass, the tinted glass. Seeing something from across the way. Another suite. Another private suite. Not tinted glass. But you make out in this moment, split as things sort of slow down. A gentleman with 1950s style hair in a suite, sitting alone, watching the concert. Watching the glass. Watching you. And the prince continues. Questions will be asked tonight. And I invite you all to remain here at Elysium. I invite you all to stay. I'll make myself available only to the Primogen Council. The rest of you will be admitted on a case-by-case basis. I have much work to do. He turns on heel and steps back into the room and closes the door behind him. And she smiles. You heard your prince. You are free to remain here. But I invite you to remember the rules of Elysium. Questions, concerns, these are all welcome. Disciplines. Alarm. Combat. These things will be dealt with by your sheriff and those who carry the right of destruction. Please, enjoy. Make yourself at home. And with that, the council sort of looks around and looks to the 3 that were announced. And the politicking begins, the handshaking, talking out of the side of their mouths. If no one speaks to Lola quickly, you'll be swarmed. What would you all like to do?
Immediately grab Lola. Immediately, not in a rough way or anything, but just a gentle hand on the shoulder and turning you around so that you're facing me and other people will back the fuck off. Congratulations, Primogen.
Yeah, that happened.
I see he did not tell you before.
No, no one told me anything.
I will invite Friday, Remy, you are both nearby. If you would all like to be part of this conversation, by all means, I want to make that clear, if you so choose to take part.
Storyteller, Your Honor, Judge, if I may. As the true politicking begins, I would say that Friday is very quickly pushed back by the crowd. She's not yet assertive enough. There's just little, oh, congratulations. Oh, excuse me, just to the point where her back is against the wall and she is separated from everyone.
I think it is Renee Cortez that sort of does the final sort of wedging you out as they approach to congratulate Lola.
I think there'll be this helpless look for the prince, who is not here. A snide look from Renee. And all she can do is just shrink back down into her empty cup and see if she can learn anything at all. There's benefits to being a wallflower, right? Right?
Indeed. We'll get
I
back
will
to you
just
very shortly,
lean
Friday.
in. I will just lean into Lola as soon as that announcement and just be like, if you still want to talk, Hesperus is always open, and I could wait for you there. But you seem to be very busy tonight, and I'll leave you to it.
She'll nod and she'll turn her head to Remy with this look of save me, but she'll say, yes, I'll be there.
Now, Lola, there's nothing keeping you here. You can, of course, leave now if you wish.
Yeah, if you make that that kind of gesture, like your eyes showing that, I'll just be like, well, you wouldn't want to keep me waiting.
And she'll relax the teensiest bit and say, certainly not. And smile and nod.
I'm gonna just head out of the room. I'll nod over to Kaida, and then kind of look around the room to not find Friday, but you could very much tell that I'm just gonna walk out.
You do this, and as you nod to Kaida, and Friday, as you're pushed back and sort of listening, somebody catches you as you are not exactly shoved, but sort of forced away from the crowd as people congratulate Danielle, as people congratulate Lola, as Lola seems to move throughout this space. Someone sort of puts their hand on your shoulder. You see Jonas, his sort of Carhartt jacket, the jeans, dressed very, not fashionably, but more equipped for just comfort. Stops. He's going to need you. Your new friend.
She needs me. I'm sorry, do I know you?
No, not yet. But not just her. But Lola too. She'll need you too.
The idea settles. It takes a few moments to really take it in. Friday, just with a heavy, defeated little sigh. I don't think anyone really needs me aside from the hotel.
No. She's calling for you. I wish you could hear her.
You'll see her bat ears prick up. Waving around, she hears yelling. It's overstimulating. But she shakes her head. What do you mean? She's talking with that Renee.
You'll find her. That's what you do. You're the one to find her.
I guess? Thank you? Also, what's your name?
I'm Jonas. It's a pleasure to meet you. And thank you.
She'll offer a hand. I'm not sure what, but thank you too for the encouragement. Yeah, the encouragement. Thank you.
He nods and kind of shakes his head. Almost forgets where he is. Kind of like drifts away from you. Almost like being pulled away by something else, but fingers linger on yours as he pulls away by Pinky and departs you and leaves you to your business.
You must have thought I was G or someone important. I'm not any of them. And she puts it down. She does drugs. Definitely drugs. And watch the proceedings go on. But this time, actually be involved. Not that self-wallowing. I'm not in the in crowd. I'm not a popular kid. Everyone's celebrating Renee. Listen. There's something in his words that makes her want to listen.
You do this. And where do Lola, Ida, the two of you find yourselves? Do you follow after Remy, or do you remain to mingle?
I think Lola, if Kaida had put her hand on Lola's shoulder, and did Kaida seem, I'm not gonna ask for like a whole ass insight check, but did Kaida seem like genuine?
100%. Especially when she says he didn't tell you, you hear the disappointment in her voice. And she's looking at you. Does she see the like desire to not be here on your face?
Oh, it's unmistakable. Even with the high, composure, she wants to be anywhere else.
Kaida, her face sort of changes in that moment where she looks almost maternal and very warm. And she says, "You are Primogen now. You do not have to be here if you do not want to be. Would you like to go?"
She's trying not to chew at her lip and failing, and says, yes, I would like to go.
He simply holds out a hand, and if Lola takes it, will begin to pull away. And then she stops for briefest of seconds, and in this loud voice that almost has a little bit of bass to it, goes, "Friday, are you coming?"
She's in this zone, and then her name is called by the very terrifying woman with the metal arm. Oh, sorry. Did you mean me?
Come, sweetheart. We have places to be, business to take care of. And she outstretches her other hand.
She'll look around, making sure there absolutely is not another kindred by the name of Friday she's calling to, and very cautiously, once again, like a cat treading towards a trap, walk towards you.
I would like a wits and awareness roll from you, Friday.
So that you know my intention, ST. I've seen Friday kind of be shoved aside. I've heard talks of, did you hear about the gargoyle and all these things, right? And kind of like treating her almost as like a sideshow attraction. And in this moment of calling Friday by name and being like, we have business to attend to with this newly appointed Primogen, all these things, is to show the importance of Friday. Friday is not a sideshow attraction. She is a kindred of importance.
Give me a manipulation subterfuge.
5 successes on my part, and I'm gonna cry. Oh my god.
Friday, as you're moving out of this place and realize that you're being called, eyes turn toward you, eyes turn toward Kaida and Lola. You're being noticed, but one that is different. One has been watching your group for some time. You realize she'd been watching for, well, since the prince retreated back into his door. Amira Navarro is watching you. Watching all of you begin to leave.
Can I convince you, glorious ST, to let me make this a manipulation and intimidation roll? Because Kaida is staking a claim here.
Yes, I'll allow it.
4 successes.
His eyes linger. And Friday, they don't fully part for you, but they move out of your way and they watch. Now, before the vibe was sort of, you were sort of an anomaly. And they were witnessing you. You spent a lot of your time, tending to the blood dolls, but whenever you came out, there was whispers of, there she is. And that's the creature that holds the Renaissance. Now they're looking at you without sort of the confusion, like as if they're watching an animal. Now they're looking at you as someone who might be interesting to know. Someone who might be worth speaking with, and now they don't have a chance. And that's new.
It's violating to be seen, to be adored. But I'm nothing if not a masochist. And it's almost puppy-like, pathetic, the way Friday's ears perk up when she realizes, yes, I'm the Friday you're talking about, not just the day, you mean me. She sort of trots through the crowd. Excuse me, pardon me. I am so sorry I did not catch your name, but yes, let's go do business. And she says that part a bit more loudly.
As she's leading the 2 girls away, there is just like over her shoulder looking at the kindred there with her sort of blown apart irises. She stares at them all very much like, yeah, I took the interesting people away. Fuck y'all. And she will proceed out and then turn to Friday and say, I'm Kaida.
It's very nice to meet you. Do you know the prince?
Oh, yes. We are, some would say, family.
Oh, okay, this is... Oh, I was wondering. It seems like everyone seemed to know me before. I was hoping you didn't have a bad impression of me before the whole, Primogen thing.
No bad impressions. Kindred are bored. And when something new comes around, sometimes they do not have the manners to know how to behave. And it is our duty to make sure they mind their manners.
With
And he's just nodding.
With this, Remy, when you go down to retrieve your keys from the valet after they bring your car, I'll ask you, are you remaining, waiting for your, well, not quite companions yet, but are you waiting for Kaida and Friday and Lola?
At first, I wasn't waiting for all of them. I was just waiting for Lola, expecting that she would probably come down very shortly. So I would be waiting. I'll just be waiting for a little bit longer with the car. And I'll just, on an off remark, I could stay here for a little bit, right? There's nobody, it's not blocking the driveway or anything.
No, of course. I don't imagine that anyone's going to be leaving anytime soon. I think they've just, judging from and he gestures down toward a radio. So judging from, another guard, that they just kicked off the big, the person. I don't really know who's playing tonight. And then I don't know what's going on in Suite 1, but no one ever really comes out early. It's only been like an hour or so.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
I didn't know your seat preferences. I had to move up a little bit. I tried.
I'll press a button on the fob and it like automatically adjusts. And I'll just be like, don't worry about it.
That's so cool. And he kind of just like catches himself and kind of retreats back to this little standing area where he's been marked. And then you see not just Lola, but you see Kaida and Friday emerging as well. Friday now covered up once more. The scene is all of yours.
I expected one of you, but I didn't expect all three of you. Not quite your scene, I suppose.
Oh, just making friends.
Yes, making friends. But mostly, they were treating Friday here poorly and overwhelming Lola. I thought it best to give them an escape route.
It was what I was warning you about, Friday. Then, if I'm not too presumptuous, I'm gonna reach into my car to grab my phone, and I will phone a ride, just another car, and I'll just be like, if you would like, I don't usually have anybody over all the time. I take all of my business around Hesperus, but I think in light of a celebration and a meeting of new friends, I would invite you to my home.
This is a huge thing, Samiti, and she's just glowing and says, "I would love nothing more than to see your beautiful home."
Friday, opposite, little black hole of just worry. Oh, Pep, you've already been so kind tonight, and really, I seem to be causing a bit of issue in there. I could just go back to the Renaissance. I have the app on my phone and everything.
The ride is
Remy-
already called, so...
Remy, something that you would know, that I think Remy and Lola might have more know on this. The app that Friday is talking about is outlawed by the Camarilla. The fact that it's a self-driving vehicle means that it could be programmed or taken by anybody. And with the SI still having a presence in the city, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Friday's ride doesn't take them to the Renaissance, but takes them to an SI holding facility. And they're captured. And Friday would be no more.
Yeah, understanding, like, if... Would you show the app, by the way?
Oh, absolutely. Like, she's very like, please don't worry about me. Look, I've got an app and everything. See?
Alright, my ride's been called, and I have drivers. It'll be fine.
Thank you very much. I'll cover my part of the ride. Thank you very much, Mr. Remy.
It's just Remy.
Well, thank you, Remy. Thank you very, very much. They weren't too nice in there. You were right.
I think Lola absentmindedly says, no, they're not too nice in there. I would be honored to see your home.
Perfect.
Before she, gets in any car, she's gonna be like, oh, shit, my phone. She's gonna turn to the valet and be like, do you have my phone, or...
Yeah, no, we keep, so, gestures with radio again, and we keep connection, so they send a runner down to, I have your phone, and he lays out these, little handheld Faraday bags, and hands you back your personal belongings.
Yes, she will take it and instinctively, check for messages from Roman.
There's a ton of them. You turn it back on as if it had been turned back off, and Roman is just, hey, just checking in on you. Hope everything's alright. Miss you. Wish you were at 0 hour. What are you up to? Just checking in. Hope you're okay. And there's just a lot of like beating around the bush. If Kaida was to see it, it would be very much on the mark of like, oh, Kaida said not to text you. I'm gonna just, oh, hey, just thinking about you. Nothing. I don't know anything that's going on. Hope your night's going
It's
all
okay
right.
with Lola. Friday will be peering because, look, the concept of privacy has not been a thing for a gargoyle for many years. She's just peering. Wow, he's really insistent.
Oh, my brother. Yeah, he's
Oh, your brother.
he worries.
It's nice to have a brother who worries.
The text messages,
Yeah.
Lola, they don't like. It's not. It's not. You were only gone MIA for like an hour 15. They're not like misspelled or anything like that. You know he has not like deep in his cups just yet. But it's more just your brother being your brother.
Yeah. It's a small comfort, the one constant in the universe. And she will get in the car.
Storyteller, I would like to have had a driver come in with like an SUV, and just as the car pulls up, I'll just be like, once again, my manners, I suppose. I wouldn't want to presume anybody would like to spend too much alone time with me in my car, so I have this one that's big enough to fit the three of you, and I'll just see you there.
Up light. Thank you. See you there.
And I will drive in front of them as we head over to my haven.
Okay.
In
Kind of
the
Friday.
truck, I have a question. Is there a divider?
I'll leave that to Remy. An SUV, you have enough resources to
Yeah. There would be a divider between the driver and the backseat.
Wonderful. She reaches into her side, and you guys hear flesh sounds, and she pulls out her phone, and then wipes it off on the bottom of her dress and checks her messages. She's not really checking. She's just like, mhm. And then we'll say, so that was a lot in there. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you for the out, by the way. We've met, but we
Of
haven't
course. Yes.
talked or anything.
Yes, well, these kindred in particular, they are, as you said, not very nice. And you have to, what do people say now? Match energy. Otherwise, they will not respect you. And if they don't respect you, they'll attempt to take away what is yours. And you can never let that happen.
I think Lola remembers what Gerald said about the prince taking her domain or something to that effect, and ponders for a moment how the tables kind of turned, and is just racking her brain about how this happened. What could she have possibly done? And then, oh my god, what is Nathaniel going to think?
with these thoughts as you all travel, as you drive and follow behind Remy to his home in Scottsdale. This is where we're going to close this first episode of Bloom in Blood. Thank you so much for being here. Let's quickly go around the room, because of course the spotlight must be shown to all of you. I'd like to go around and introduce you all again and let everyone know who you are, where they can find you, and all that good stuff. And we'll continue in the same clockwise fashion to Friday.
Yeah, I'm Abby. I was your Friday. I was your darling gargoyle. But if you like me, check me out at most places on the internet at Enough of Abby, where I'm doing cultural consultations, I'm doing sensitivity readings, and more importantly, I'm playing amazing games with people like this. Like, seriously, check out the work they do. It's really good. But if you want to see more of me, I would recommend going to the Twisted Fates channel and checking out the multi-award nominated series, Dino Crisis and Candela, What Lurks in the Shadows. These are up for awards, they are beautifully produced, they are a feast for the eyes and ears, and if you like watching people get eaten by dinosaurs, start with Dino Crisis. But for now, Hagone, check out the rest of these nerds.
Thank you so much for being here. You should absolutely check out fucking Dino Crisis. It's awesome.
Shut up, bitch. I'll kill you.
It's so good. Thank you so much for being here. Let's move over to Kaida.
Hello. The Rissa Rave is where you can find me all over the internet as tonight playing Akaida. But I play all over the place, like here and Rolling Nomads and a few of the things that they've done, so check that shit out. Also at Table of Horrors and a Shadowrun game where I play a cybernetic snake lady. And at Lanyap Gaming, where in the game we have that's set in New Orleans, I play a baby La Sombra who's trying her absolute fucking best and failing miserably. In the future, there will be games in which I am not just a player, but I'm also a storyteller. So when those things come out, keep your eyes on the channel and you'll be able to peep all that good shit. I also have a YouTube channel where I do ASMR styled readings of my favorite books and other things. Usually just a chapter or two, because I'd like for you to go and get books, read books before they ban them all. And yeah, other than that, the Rissa Rave. Find me wherever there are social medias to find.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here. Absolutely check out Rissa's YouTube channel. The readings are phenomenal. I have not met a single person that didn't listen to your Dark Mother reading that wasn't immediately just fucking enamored and begging for more. Yeah, thank you so much for being here. Popping on down over to Lola.
I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on the social medias, including on Twitch, where I will be returning to streaming. Or I've probably already returned to streaming by now. So yeah, go see that. I do a lot of things on the Rolling Nomads. I play a lot of vampires. Sometimes I play a werewolf, and sometimes I play a mage. You just have to see what I'm playing. Tonight, I was Lola Torres, formerly Artarchus, who didn't know what that word meant, now Malkavian Primogen. So, keep being average, kids, and maybe you'll succeed. That's the message today. Thank you.
Absolutely, that is the message. Just chill, just vibe, and you'll get what's coming for you. Some of it's good, some of it's bad. Absolutely check out Druid by Night over on Twitch. By the time this comes out, I think you'll be doing a Bloodlines 2 playthrough, depending on when this is released or has done. Either way, check out the Twitch channel. It's awesome. They need more love. Passing it down over to Remy.
Hello, I'm Astrus VTuber, or Aster. I am a voice actor, composer, musician that just generally loves playing TTRPGs. Today, playing Remy, a rather slighted Nephilim Toreador, and it is going to be hell to play. But yeah, you could find me playing games with these lovely people at Rolling Nomads, and potentially the game that I'm running is going to be out as well. That'll be fun. And also I have a re-debut on my stream, which is going to be really fun. That's going to come out with a couple of surprises, hopefully by the time this releases as well. But if there's any sort of things, I'd love to. I always love to talk to more people, and just hit me up on the socials and whatnot. It'll be fun.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here, and check out Asterisk wherever they are doing stuff. Thank you guys so much for being here, and thank all of you for watching. I have been your storyteller for tonight, Ramos the Nomad, CEO and founder of Rolling Nomads, and I tell stories here and play characters and do stuff. That's what I do. I'm also a freelance writer for TTRPGs. Also currently designing my own TTRPG system that's going to take 16 years to perfect, but hopefully within the coming year 2026 there will be a rule set out to play test for everybody. We'll see how things go. I've said it out loud into the existence, so now I gotta fucking really get to work on it. But out of the way, thank you guys so much for being here, and thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys next time, same place, same kindred. We'll see you then.